Okay, try that again. Camera just froze. Again. Hey up YouTube. Oh, let me just sort me back out. There we go. Yeah, bit obvious where I am. I'm back again. Bit earlier than I thought I was going to be. I thought it was going to be end of September, but this sort of mid-September warm spell. I was going to head to Staley Wall tonight just because it was, because it's easy. But I've changed my plans. I've ended up coming back to Bonkers Bank again. Will it be a blank? Who knows? The smooth hounds are still here. Fella next to me has literally just pulled one in. We're on a 9 o'clock high tide, quite a high one at 7 metres, so I am going to get pushed back up the bank. I'll see you in a second. I'll talk more about what's going on out there, because I've already got a line out. Let's try this all over again. Camera keeps freezing. I've turned the quality down, so hopefully it'll be better. So right guys, I hope that this isn't a sign of things to come. I'm going to keep it short because I've filmed this 3 times now. I'm back on Bonkers Bank. It's earlier than I thought I was going to get back out with the change in jobs and everything like that. I'm not targeting anything in particular. I'm not going to say what the sea's good for. I will say the fella next to me has just pulled out a nice smooth hound. Not a big one, but they're still here. I mean, it was a fair size. They're fishing just worm. I wasn't able to get any worm today. I was at work, so it was a case of I've got some frozen bait, so I've got some squid, some frozen black lug, and some peeler. I got some peelers with me. So it looks like, because normally, if oh shit! Oh. Let's see if there's out on this, guys, because it just got hit. My lead's well and truly buried. I'm back on mono. No, that feels light. There's no bounce on it anymore. But the tip was just going like the clappers. No, there's nothing on it. If there is, it's weed. Because it's just coming in. It's heavy, but it's just coming in. So yeah, I've got a few baits with me. Yeah, there's weed on my line. That's why I don't send the crab straight out, because it's just not worth it. Because I wouldn't mind betting my hook's going to be covered. Yeah, there's no fish on this. Or if there is, it's just gone limp. Yeah, looking at that break in the water where my stuff is coming out, there's no movement in the line, but there's definitely some weight on it. Oh, put your back into that, didn't you, fella? Hey dear guys, it's going to be one of them nights. Camera's just freezing constantly, so I've no idea. 3 seconds, it's done it again. Right, see if it records for any longer than 3 seconds this time. Yeah, so there was nothing on that apart from weed. Looks like it's going to be one of them nights with the camera, so I apologise in advance. I've got no idea what the video is going to be like, if it's going to be any good at all. What time are we on? I'm not too sure whether to set up the second rod just yet. Give me a sec, guys. Let's see how long it films before it freezes this time. It is a horrific night for filming tonight, guys. The camera just keeps doing whatever it damn well pleases, and there doesn't seem to be anything I can do to correct that. I've said 4 or 5 times now, and I'm not sure if any of it's made the cut. I am sorry if I am repeating myself, but this is going to be a stoppy-starty kind of night tonight. Once the sun sets, it's a little hard to film. At the moment, I've been weeded out and I've been grabbed by a neighbouring line. It happens. No harm, no foul. But we're getting close to time now. We're getting close to time. So I'm going to get the second rod set up. So I'm going to leave it rolling and just see what happens. And then I'm going to get that set up, get it out. And what am I going to do? Have some dinner. So I have added to the Fury, courtesy of Breakaway, another a cannon. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned about snapping the rod because of how much the cannon increases your casting capacity. It really does. It really is a good piece of kit. And I do recommend, if you've got one, persevere with learning how to use it. It is worth it. They haven't paid me to say this, they haven't asked for endorsements or anything. Although if they do want to, I'm open to talks. I just think, as I've said before, if I come across a good bit of kit, whilst I'm learning how to fish, I'll pass that information on. And I've just realised I haven't turned the drag down on my rod, and I'm about 20 feet away from it, and I'm a fat lad who can't run. So this could be interesting. But I'm going to fish 2 rods. I don't know how long I'm going to fish 2 rods for, because I'm lazy. What did I just come in here for? Oh yeah, a reel. A reel helps, doesn't it? Am I gonna use big hooks on both, or am I gonna send out a flatty rig and risk and try and increase my chances of not blanking? You know what? Bugger it. With the size of the flatties that were getting pulled out last time I was here, which granted was some time ago, but with the size of those beasties that were getting pulled out last time I was here, you know what, they could probably take a 2-0 or a 1-0 hook on a pennel. So I'll use both my pennel rigs. Then if I lose a rig, I can switch one over to a flatty rod or drop down to 1 rod. I do wish I'd tied some more pennels actually. I might ask Danny if I can nick one of his if he brings a few. Yes, I've just been on the phone with George of Anglers and Danglers. In my opinion, the best bait shop in Grimsby. Once again, not paid to say that, but he's always looked after me. He's always been forthcoming with information. He's always told me, as far as I'm aware, good info. So I know there's them that don't like him, and there's them that don't like his shop. Sorry if you're one of those people, but I do. So, you know, each to their own, eh? Live and let live. Because bless him, he just saw that I were coming here, and he's just rung me to say, does he want me to bring, or he tried to ring me before he closed down the shop. So I missed his call. To ask me if I wanted it, if I wanted him to bring me any bait. Because he knew that I was down here, he knew that originally I was after a bit of worm. Plans have now changed, obviously. But he went out of his way, he saw my status update, he went out of his way to give me a shout and ask. You know, it goes a long way. A little kindness goes a long way, doesn't it, guys? Little thought about other people. So, have we frozen yet? Oh, bloody hell, we've still not frozen. So I'm going to go grab the other rod. She's down there somewhere. Yeah, way down there. Bring it back up a little bit because the tide's coming in a little faster than I anticipated. We'll get this one baited up. Did I set my drag? No, I didn't. Oh no, I did. I've now set it far too low. Now, one of those times where you just can't reach the happy medium. Whee! That's a problem. It just overspooled. Luckily, it's due a bringing anyway, but that's a pain in the backside. Give me a sec while I sort this out, guys. What on earth? How's it done that? There we go, salted. Salted. Not the end of the world. Where we are currently set up, have we now frozen? Where we are currently set up, I do expect actually the tide to come beyond this. We're on quite a high tide. In fact, I think the spring run might be tomorrow. Is it the spring? Is it called the spring run all year round? I don't know. But I think the big tide's tomorrow. 7.2 tide forecast. Right, you know what? Let's test the waters. after I've done this cast, I'm going to shut the camera off and we'll start the stoppy-starty sort of filming. Just thought I'd bring you down to show you, but this is what I'm battling against. Look at that. That's a ball of weed and a half, isn't it? It's just... there's just chunks of it. Anyway, let's get this rebaited, sent back out. I'll see you in a bit. I just wanted to show you how bad it can be sometimes down here. It's not all good plain sailing. Tonight for me is definitely not a plain sailing night. I was just talking on Facebook, went live for a few minutes just to say hi and give people an update. Rod tip went over. God, the hook's a mess. Right, situation report. I've got a chicken and mushroom pasty. And if I were a dealer, I'd have a hell of a lot of weed to sell. I'm just getting weeded out. Normally, about an hour from high tide, the weed tends to drop out. It's not for me, not this time. Two lads next to me just reeling in, hopefully they're having better luck than me. I've definitely missed one. Definitely missed one. I have got tip lights on, but I'm sat directly behind the rods, and I do tend to find that well, you didn't have anything. I do tend to find that you need to check for slack liners because I'm sat directly behind the rods. If I was off to one side, it'd be easier to see with just the tip lights, but oh well. I'll see how this cast goes for the Achios. I found something weird has happened with my leader knot. It seems to have bunched up on itself, which is causing a lot of issues. No, I'm just getting weeded out. No fish this time. So I might have to bring the Achios in. If I've got to bring it in to retie a leader knot, I'm not going to try and tie one in the dark. So that'll be me down to one rod. But yeah, for whatever reason, the weed's not dropping out tonight. Normally it does. Although the tide's still coming in. And it is an ebb mark. So I don't know, but I'm sat on the beach in the dark. In my t-shirt with a cabaret act going on. It's actually not all that bad. It's still nice and warm. I'm well fed. A couple of hours of fishing left. Well, more than a couple of hours. See what time it is. The tide's definitely still coming in. but it must be coming up to 9 o'clock. Yeah, 20 to 9. So typically for this mark, the weed would have dropped out. But it hasn't. Or at least it hasn't for me. That camera froze up again, didn't it? I can't apologise enough for the quality of this video with the camera cutting in and out. Hopefully I can slice something together that's reasonably watchable. Okay, let's see if it freezes this time. So another update. Still nothing going on my end. Which really sucks, I've got to say, it really sucks. Just out of blatant curiosity, I'm going to send squid next. Although I've blanked on squid as well as on this crab, so I don't know. But is that interfering with you? I don't think it is. But there's a couple, they're definitely here. I don't know. Sending out peelers. I've had to drop back down to one rod actually. That's why I turned the camera on. I'm miffed. I've had to drop back down to one rod. The Fury cracked off. I'm going to check in a minute, although I don't know if I'll set it back up regardless, to be perfectly honest. I was just going to say I'm going to check in a minute and see about if I can knock up another pulley rig with the bits in me bag, but I've no line in actual fact. No line, so I can't. I might have a rummage around, see what I've got, but because there's nothing going on with my rod. I don't think it's the bait, I don't think it's the gear, I just think I'm cursed. Every other fisherman's bringing them in. I'm sat here, we're not doing again. I'm casting as far as them, I'm using the same hook sizes, the same rigs, the same baits. I don't know. I do not know what is going on. I'm even so far as tempted as to pack up, carry all my stuff down that side of the beach, which is where I was originally going to bloody fish, and set back out again, because we're still not at high water. So it wouldn't be a waste. It'd take me all of about 10 minutes. I don't know. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'll grin and bear it, and I'll crack on. But I'm going to keep going with the regular bait changes. I am very tempted to alternate between crab and squid, just to see. I've had maybe missed one bite. Well, no, I'm certain I've missed a bite, if not two. But yeah. Oh, camera's still not frozen. We've actually got a bit of footage here. Shame it's just me complaining and ranting, but hey ho. If you have come this far into the video for no fish at all so far, please do press that subscribe button. It does help me out. I don't promote or share my videos, so if you like my content, if you think my content might be useful to somebody to sort of say this is this is fishing, this is a mark on the East Coast. I do have other videos from other marks on the East Coast. do share the videos, because I say I do no promoting, so I do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, I'm going to shut back off, but hopefully I'll get some fish to show you. So yeah, since I last turned the camera on, I've cracked off on the Cinetic, on the main rod. Nearly threw my teddy out the cot, but I decided, nah, I'll persevere, I'll put another shot leader on. So I'm on my last rig, I've got a couple of baits left. So I am going to keep fishing for a little bit. But I am now going to turn off the camera. I'm going to pack down the camera. I need to put my headset on charge because the batteries are running low. The tide is, as it always does, zooming out. So I've got about another half hour before I need my head torch for walking back. Looks like they've landed another fish down there. Fair play to the two fellas next to me, Craig and I don't know his friend's name. They've fished on worm all night. They've had smoothies, they've had bass, they've had flatties, they've had a cracking night. And then there's me on crab with nothing, and George and Danny down the other end. I believe they're both on squid. I think I just heard my reel click. They've had a smoothie each. Aside from that, not much, I believe. Flies. But I'm sure I will hear all about it on the walk back. If you can't tell, I am a little melancholy. I don't normally get defeated by blanking, because normally I just write it off as I'm still, you know, a lot to learn. But this one's got to me, this one has. First trip out in 2 or 3 weeks, I was looking forward to it. I came out my way, I wasn't going to come here, so the fish could have at least shown up for me. No, I came a little out my way. I wasn't going to come here. I was going to go to Staley Wall and just have a nice quiet session out the boot of the car. Fully intended on doing a bit of flatty bashing with some mackerel and some squid, but I changed plans last minute, and perhaps I shouldn't have done. Perhaps I shouldn't have done. I don't know. I don't know. The fella's next to me, it's not been a complete waste. He had a couple of bass, he didn't want one of them, so that's going home for my dinner tomorrow. So I am looking forward to that. I'm going to enjoy that, and I'm going to really enjoy that. I'm going to I've already cleaned it up. I've already bled it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I appreciate you watching, and I do appreciate your support. I really do appreciate your support. I know it's not always about fishing. I know there's been a lot of blanks, and I know there's been a lot of videos down here at Bonkers, or the beach, or the bench, or the pirate ship, or whatever you want to call it, and for that I do apologise. But I will admit, I do like this mark. It is a nice mark to come to. It's a nice safe mark, it's good to film on. Next video, I think is going to be from Staley Wall. Perhaps with a chance of an early cod. But what I'll do then is what I intended to do tonight really, which was stick out a scratching rig or a flapper rig and a big bait rig. But that's what I intend to do next. And that'll be coming up at the end of the month when I've got some money to get some worm to do it with. I'll go get some lug and chuck that out on some flapper rigs, and some squid and lug out on a bigger rig. on a pulley pennel and see what we can find at Staley Wall. That's going to be the last weekend in September, so 2 weeks, provided I'm not on call with work. It could change. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to put my headset on, my headlight on charge, because it is running out of charge and I need it for the walk back. So I'm going to shut down the camera. Guys, tight lines, and I'll see you later.